Hey fam. So I wanted to come on here this evening and talk about rejection. This is not a black thing. This is just rejection. This applies to all humans. Um, I'm always having these aha moments, and I begin to thank God for coming to a place in my life where I no longer allow rejection to rule me. And we have to understand that you can be um, in other places of your life where you're doing well, where you don't have any issues, you're living your life to the fullest. You don't let other people's opinions dictate to you what you do or how big you do it. Um, and then you can have other parts of your life where you're not as strong in those areas. So, I was dealing with a situation where, hurt and disappointment set in. And when I felt the feeling of hurt because of rejection, I immediately wanted to shut it off. I was like, nope, nope, I'm not going to visit that. I'm not going to let that bother me. Now, that may sound like a good idea because you shouldn't let everything bother you. But because I have been dealing or have dealt with rejection for so many years, me telling myself that I'm not going to let it bother me was actually more detrimental than me addressing it, because I've dealt with rejection for so many years. What happens is I begin to silence my own feelings. I begin to, because when you're dealing with rejection, you also deal with trying to please people. So I was a people pleaser. And on the forefront, it would appear to be, oh man, Shelby, and people have said this, oh man, Shelby, I don't know how you do it. You get along with everybody. You never are rattled. You're always trying to come with some sense of balance and understanding the other person's side. And I've learned how to I've learned how to live with the rejection sitting on my heart. So I was just going to say the same thing. Just forget it, move on, don't even worry about it. But then I said to myself, you know what? I have pushed aside my feelings for so long, always looking for a reason, trying to justify the other person's actions, trying to make sense and trying to make peace with it, that I've muzzled myself and my emotions and how I feel. It had gotten to the point where you could tell me something and I wouldn't even have a response because I've silenced that part of my heart, because I did not understand and did not want to feel hurt. Because when you live with rejection, you're always living with hurt. And sometimes rejection will cause you to walk around in hurt that is actually created by your own that spirit, it's a spirit. That spirit of rejection, actually, because it lives inside you and you have given it a space, it begins to talk to you and internalize things that are happening to you, and you begin to create more of an issue than really what it is, if all you had to do is just talk about it. But rejection won't do that. So, but I disregarded my own emotions. Some things in life you should be hurt about. Some things in life you should be disappointed about. Some things in life should take you by surprise. Some things in life should knock you off of your feet. I think it is a safety mechanism, actually, to be able to experience some type of trauma. Understand what I'm saying? In a way, it's just like inflammation in the body, or it's just like when you get a fever. That's actually a good thing that you're getting a fever, because your body is telling you that there's something inside of you that is not right, and your body is trying to ward off against it or fight against it to be able to push past whatever is going on. But it's not to just take medication to get rid of the fever, but more importantly, understanding what is in my body that's triggering me, what's wrong with me. So those mechanisms are in place to say something's wrong. So when somebody hurts you, those are safety mechanisms that says what's wrong, what's going on. I pushed all those aside in my life. And I can't even call it forgiveness, because I didn't even address it. I just let things go. let people say or do whatever they wanted to do. And I just internalized it and made sure that I was tough enough and able to push through it. And I was going to be okay regardless of the fact. But what about those words that had been spoken that I didn't address, that has really crippled me, crippled my intelligence, crippled my communication skills? So I stand here today to say all of that. I'm celebrating, because I'm to the point now. And I don't know exactly what necessarily triggered this deliverance, I would say, in my life. Even with what's going on right now, I'm having more of a voice. This voice that has been hidden for so long, this voice that has been timid for so long inside of me, things that I have thought, but just never. Rejection will cause you to always dismiss yourself, discount yourself. But I'm now at a place where I'm able to speak and speak freely. And if you hurt me, we gonna say something. If I hurt you, I expect you to say something. We have to have a big girl and big boy conversation. So I'm just sharing, bits and pieces of my life, because I know I'm not the only one that deals with certain things. And sometimes we don't even know what kind of name to put on it. We don't even know really what's going on and why we respond the way that we do. But we all deal with cycles in our life. We all deal with patterns in our life. And we have to somehow unfold those things so that we can unravel and figure out how we can be free. My motto for years has been to be able to live, love, learn, and to laugh. And it sounds great, but to be able to really to operate in the fullness of those things, to really to have a good life, you have to be able to unravel things in your life, heal from those hidden layers in your life, peel back some uncomfortable situations and some uncomfortable conversations in order for you to be free. Because we're actually on this earth, walking around, living from a heartbeat standpoint, but not living the way that we ought to be living, not having a liberated life. So if you're dealing with rejection, you'll know and identify how we process information. But it's a deep rooted issue, and it's going to take many conversations to be able to get past the thought process, because people that deal with rejection are dealing with embedded and twisted thoughts, how they interpret things going in and how they even interpret things going out. So let's have a conversation about it. That's just a small milestone from when I am at the place, I matter. I matter, and how I feel matters. And I can't change anybody else. All I can do is voice who I am, where I'm at, and how I feel about a situation. And then that puts the ball back in somebody else's court. But just the deliverance is knowing that I have a right to be able to feel. I have a right to be able, and because what happens too, and I'm going to get off this thing, is that your emotions are not divided like that. So if you are minimizing or pushing your feelings to the side, then you're not even able to experience the feelings of joy. So you go from, you have the other extreme is anger, but then you won't even be able to experience the feelings of joy. So why would we go through life not being able to experience the feelings of joy that makes life much better and makes life much more worth living? Is that when you can experience the joys and the highs of life, because that kind of keeps us balanced from dealing with the turmoil of life. So be careful when we accept rejection into our life, because it does more hurt than good. You may think that you're straying away from the pain, but you're really just digging the pain even deeper, and you're passing that seed on to your children. You're not by yourself in the way we act. We're not by ourselves. So we have to be careful that we pay attention to those things in our life that are here to cripple us, because we're here to live. Okay. We're here to live and be free. All right. Talk at you later. Bye.